doing a little bit of test driving on the Lincon Towncar. Actually, it was a little more than a test drive today. I took it to work and back. I have a 62-mile commute to work, and obviously 62 miles back. It did okay. It did all right. It's running great. It's running like a champ. It's averaging 20 plus miles to the gallon. It's nice. It rides super nice. It actually rides smoother than my 92 Cadillac DeVille. It doesn't handle as well as the Cadillac does on corners, but it does ride smoother than a DeVille. I'm going to take the camera away from the car headlights there, and I don't want to blind the car. But anyhow, since we're looking at the dash there, we got a little trip log to the right. Right now it's showing the time and day of the week and month. And then, of course, the speedometer is right in the middle. Pretty simple. We're doing 52 mile an hour. On the left side is a fuel gauge. And yes, I only have a quarter tank of gas, which is not bad because I only had a half a tank of gas when I left. A little over half a tank, actually. It was about a half a tank on a bar. So it's done really, really well for being as big as it is. It does okay on gas. I'm pretty happy with it. There's a lot of neat features in this car that I'm just tickled pink with that they had in 1987. It has the heated mirrors. It has a motorized rear mirror. The mirror tilts away mechanically when a car comes up behind you. That's a pretty unique thing, at least to me. I've never heard of anything like that. The heated mirrors in 86 seems like it's a pretty cool feature. The trip log, there's all kinds of things in the trip log. You can set a distance and stuff I haven't even figured out how to use. In fact, it took me a little bit to figure out how to set the time. Climate control. I didn't even realize there was climate control in 1987. The fan speeds up and slows down. You just kind of set the temperature kind of analog style, but you set it and it'll speed up and slow down. It seems to be working just fine. I get a little chuckle out of the thermometer. All the cars I've had between Cherokees and just everything I've had with the digital displays, they all seem to have a thermometer to tell you what the temperature is outside. This one has it in the mirror. And it's an analog roll style thermometer, but it's lit up. You can see it through the window. It's kind of a cool design. But yeah, I'm just tickled pink with this car. This car just for 1987 technology, they really got it right. I think Ford was far ahead on this particular body. I think they call this the Panther setup, and I think they really had it going on. It just seems to be a nice, solid, good. These engines were good. They used to, in the taxis in New York City, they used to buy all Crown Victorias. What they would do is they would buy the old cop cars, because cop cars, they usually had the money to maintain those old cars, and the cops would run those Crown Victorias up to about 150 plus thousand miles. And New York City would buy those and use them for taxi cabs and run them up to 500,000 miles, and that's no joke. I was in Las Vegas one time and talking to the taxi guy, and he told us they didn't retire their Crown Victorias until 500,000 miles. So these engines run and run and run and run. I hear stories on these transmissions. I'm sure they're not the greatest, but the cool thing is these AOD trannies can be rebuilt pretty cheap, especially if you know a tranny guy. They're easy to drop because they're rear-wheel drive. But these cars are great. I really like it. I think it's a fantastic car. It's an icon. It's something that represents America. We always liked our big cars, and this certainly is a big car. But that's all. I just wanted to do a quick test drive and show you guys how she's doing. It's doing great.